Hello, everyone. This is the second class for social psychological perspectives on health. In the first class, I talked about different approaches to health, like biomedical approaches, psychological approaches, and social approaches. And in this course, I will explain some basics of the social identity and then how it may be related to health. So please look at the picture here. So this is a picture of the Central Sardinia in Italy. So this village is famous for longevity. Men living in this village tend to live more than 100 years, and then long. They usually live much longer than men in other places. And then, this is definitely a beautiful place, but this village tends to be not so close to like medical services, and then it may seem a difficult place for older people to live healthy. And then also this place tend to requires very hard physical activity, but still, so for some reasons, people living in this village enjoy their longevity. Another example here is a picture of people gathering at the um, Magamera, which is one of the largest religious festival in India. So Hindu people come here, and then like hundreds of thousands of people bathe together in the river. And because of the high density of people and then strong noise, and then also because there are hundreds of people there, the pollution, there's a high pollution there. So you may expect that when people visit this site, they may suffer from the ill health. However, what the researchers found was that people who come here leave becoming happier and even healthier. And so you may ask why this could be possible, right? Another example, this is an image of Australian outback, and this place is famous for a severe drought, and this is really hard for farmers to do their job. However, people who live in this site are resilient, and then uh, they have very happy lives in a way that they engage in social activities such as chatting with neighbors, attending to church services, volunteering time to community groups. So despite of this hard environment, why farmers in Outback can have such happy and even healthy lives? And some people argue that maybe there are several factors responsible for their health. Maybe people in Sardinia, they may have special genes that make them possible to live longer. Or maybe in India, it's their Hindu faith that makes them happier and them health. Because of their religious faith, they can have happier and healthier life. Or some people may argue that people in Australia have outback spirit that makes them resilient and engaging with other people. But from a social psychological perspective, these all these elements point to a social psychological term called social identity. Social identity is defined as the sense of self that people derive from their membership in social groups. So, for example, if you see yourself as a student of Hitotsubashi University, then uh, you feel that you can experience a membership in this group, and then also you feel differently about yourself than when you see as, for example, a member of your family, or you may also feel differently when you see yourself as an individual of your nation. Think how you may think about yourself as a student of Hitotsubashi University and as the people of your nation. You would definitely have different uh, attributes or personalities or uh, even maybe psychological terms that maybe belong to yourself. So maybe some people think you are clever as a Hitotsubashi University student, but you may also feel that you are very cheerful as a person of your nation. Or even when you think yourself in terms of your gender, you may also have, you may also see yourself with different attributes, right? So the fact that we can feel social identity, the fact that we have group memberships, and then the fact that you can have different identities based on groups you belong to shows that the self can be defined by attributes and qualities shared with other people. So think what kind of attributes or qualities Hitotsubashi University students have, and also think what kind of attributes and qualities the people in your nation have and shared. That kind of attributes and qualities also define yourself. And depending on which group you think you are a member, then you may use different attributes and qualities to define yourself. This is the social identity. So individuals can benefit or feel bad about themselves, not only as an individual, but also as group members. For example, when you did something bad to your friend, you of course feel bad about yourself, but that may be based on your individual self. But for example, if an athlete from your nation won a gold medal in Olympics, you may feel proud even though you do not contribute to his success at all, right? Or if you found that someone from your nation did something bad in other country, you may feel bad about it. You may feel sorry for the people in that country, even though you are absolutely not contributing to that bad act, right? This is uh, the function that social identity gives you. You may feel good about yourself because of your group members, but also you may feel bad about yourself because of all the group members. So this kind of tells that group-based terms that define the self influences psychology and behavior. Just because you are a student of Hitotsubashi University, or just because you are the people of your nation, you may think differently and then you may feel, you may have different emotions. And because you have different emotions and then thinking, you may behave differently based on which group you feel that you are a member of that. So to demonstrate, to illustrate how the social identity influences your behavior. There are studies called minimal group studies. So basically, in this study, people are asked to assign points, which can be exchanged to small sums of money to members of two groups. So before this task, participants will be assigned to groups based on seemingly trivial, meaningless attributes, such as, for example, you may be presented with two paintings uh, created by the painter Clay or another painter Kandinsky, and you'll be asked which paintings do you like, and based on your preference, you'll be assigned to a group of Clay, a group of Kandinsky, or you may be presented with a number of dots on the screen, and then you may be asked to estimate how many dots there are on the screen. And then when you overestimate the dots, you'll be assigned to overestimator group. And then you estimate the number, you underestimate the number, then you'll be assigned to underestimator group. Or even you may be told that you'll be randomly assigned to one of the groups. So you will be just told there's no reason that you'll be assigned to one of the groups, but you'll be just randomly assigned. But still, the question that researchers wanted to ask was, would these minimal conditions to divide people into groups be sufficient to induce group behavior? And the answer to this question that studies gave was yes. And then they termed it as an in-group favoritism. So just to back off, so when people this minimal group study is called minimal because people would be assigned to groups based on minimal reasons, like the painting preferences or how you estimate the numbers on the dot on the screen, or even without any reasons. All right, so you are assigned to groups based on minimal reasons, and that's why this study is called minimal group studies. And just because you like Clay, or just because you like Kandinsky, or just because you over or underestimate dots, you will assign more points to members of your group. Maybe you never think you like Clay or Kandinsky, and you were forced to decide which paintings you like, so you just needed to decide one of them, choose one of them, right? But because you are already assigned to one of the groups, you will choose to give more points to your group members rather than their group members. Give more points to their own group. So your group or their own group is called in-group, basically the groups that people belong to. And then the other group, out-group. Out-group is called, out-group is a group that you do not belong, or the groups that people do not belong. Basically the other groups, okay? So this kind of minimal conditions induce people to favor their group members, even if they have never met with them. So this is called in-group favoritism. The behavior that favor their in-groups. This is called in-group favoritism. So before we talk about why people do that, maybe think about why do people belong to groups. A standard economic model thinks that there may be instrumental reasons. Basically, people join groups primarily for what they can get out of them. And when in those groups, they act in ways that maximize their personal gain and minimize their personal cost. However, minimal group studies show that people are more concerned about collective interest. So please think about the minimal group studies again. So in this study, First, you are more likely to give more points to your group members. But this doesn't mean that by giving more points to your group members, you would benefit more. It doesn't mean that. Basically, however you give points, you would not gain benefits from your behavior. And this is explained clearly to the participants. However, people still show in-group favoritism. So clearly, this is clearly at odds with their standard economic model. Even though their behavior does not maximize their personal gain and does not minimize their personal cost, they still are concerned about their group's interest. They are still concerned about how they can maximize their group members' gain. And the process of categorizing oneself motivated them to develop a distinct and positively valued social identity. So people belong to groups so that they can feel that they are a part of a positively valued group. And then to have such a sense, they are motivated to give more to their group members. And then they tend to think their group more positively. And that can be help themselves, help them to see themselves positively. Just being a member of a good group makes you feel that you are also a good person. Okay? So this is how social identity influences how you think about yourself. Okay? So I will just stop here and then continue in the next video.